Part 1. Have you ever wondered if retirement would feel this quiet? Picture this. You wake up one morning, no alarm, no rush, no deadlines. For years, your days were filled with purpose, work, routines, responsibilities. But now, that same silence feels heavy. You've heard people say retirement is the best time of your life, but instead, you're asking, is this all there is? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many of us over 60 feel like we've lost our rhythm once the daily grind ends. But here's the truth, retirement isn't the end of purpose, it's a chance to rediscover it in ways you never imagined. Today, I'm going to share 7 powerful ways to build joy, community, and self-worth after 60. These aren't generic tips, they're strategies real people have used to turn their empty days into the most fulfilling chapter of their lives. Let me start with a story. A few months ago, I met a man named James. He was 68, retired from his job as an engineer, and told me, I thought I'd finally relax, but now I feel like I'm just waiting. Sound familiar? James used to define himself by his work. Without it, he felt invisible. Then, he started volunteering at a community garden. Not because he loved gardening, but because he missed the feeling of contributing. Within weeks, he told me, I'm not just retired James anymore. I'm someone who grows food for families. That shift, from feeling done to feeling needed, is what we're after. So, let's dive into the first strategy, volunteer work that matches your skills and passions. Volunteering isn't just about helping others, it's about giving yourself a reason to get out of bed. Whether it's mentoring kids, walking shelter dogs, or organizing donations at a food bank, the act of contributing reignites a sense of purpose. And here's the bonus, studies show that seniors who volunteer regularly report lower rates of depression and higher life satisfaction. Why? Because purpose isn't something we find, it's something we create by showing up for others. So, how do you start? Think about what you love doing or what you're good at. Love reading? Read to kids at a library. Good with numbers? Help seniors file taxes at a community center. The key is to start small. James began with just 2 hours a week. Now, he's part of a team, and that's the difference between waiting for life and living it. Now, let's move to our second strategy, learning something new. I know, you might think, I'm too old to learn anything new. But here's the secret, your brain thrives on novelty, no matter your age. Learning isn't just about memorizing facts, it's about curiosity, growth, and proving to yourself that you're still capable of change. Take my friend Eleanor, who turned 70 and decided to take up painting. She told me, I thought I'd be bad at it, but the act of trying made me feel alive. And science backs this up. Research shows that learning new skills later in life strengthens neural connections, boosts memory, and even delays cognitive decline. So, what could you learn? Maybe a language, a musical instrument, or even coding. Many community centers and online platforms offer senior-friendly classes. The goal isn't mastery, it's the joy of starting over. These first 2 strategies, volunteering and learning, might seem small on their own, but together, they create a foundation for purpose. They remind you that you're not done, you're evolving. And the best part? They're flexible. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Just pick one thing to try this week. Ask a local nonprofit if they need help. Sign up for a free online course. These tiny steps are the seeds of something bigger. So, if you're feeling inspired, why not take action right now? Look up a volunteer opportunity nearby or search for a class that sparks your curiosity. And when you come back, we'll explore the next strategies that'll help you build on this momentum. Because the goal isn't just to fill your time, it's to fill your life with meaning. We'll pick up right here next time. See you soon. Part 2. What if your daily routine could bring you joy again? Let's talk about something many of us struggle with after retirement, feeling like we've lost our rhythm. For decades, our lives were structured around work, routines, and responsibilities. But now, without that framework, days can blur together. That's where our third strategy comes in, setting small, meaningful goals. Think of these not as grand life missions, but as gentle guideposts to give your days shape and purpose. Take my neighbor Margaret, who retired at 65 and suddenly found herself staring at blank calendars. She told me, "I felt like I was just floating." Then, she started setting tiny goals, like walking to the park twice a week, learning to knit, or writing a letter to an old friend every Sunday. Within weeks, she said, "I finally feel like I'm moving forward again." Why does this work? Because goals, even small ones, create momentum. They give you something to look forward to and a sense of accomplishment when you check them off. So, how do you start? Think of one thing you'd like to do regularly, something that brings you mild joy or curiosity. It could be as simple as watering your plants every morning, reading one chapter of a book, or calling a relative once a week. Write it down, or better yet, tell someone about it. Accountability helps. And remember, flexibility is key. If you miss a day, that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. One study found that seniors who set daily goals reported higher levels of happiness and lower stress. That's the power of giving your days a little structure again. Now, let's move to our fourth strategy, building social connections. I know, it sounds obvious, of course, we need friends. But here's the twist, as we age, our social circles naturally shrink. Kids move away, coworkers retire, and old friends pass on. And without realizing it, we might find ourselves going days without meaningful conversation. That's not just lonely, it's dangerous. Research shows that chronic loneliness increases the risk of heart disease, memory loss, and even early death. But the good news? You don't have to settle for isolation. Reconnecting and creating new bonds can be easier than you think. Let me tell you about Henry, who moved to a new town after retiring. At 72, he felt invisible until he joined a local chess club. He wasn't even a big fan of chess, he just liked people. Now, he meets weekly with a group of retirees, laughing over mistakes and sharing stories. He told me, "It's not about winning. It's about knowing someone's waiting to see you." And that's the heart of it. Social connection isn't about quantity, it's about quality. Whether it's joining a hobby group, attending a faith-based gathering, or even chatting with a barista who remembers your name, these interactions matter. So, how do you start? Look for low-pressure opportunities. Try a book club, a gardening group, or a senior center class. Many communities offer programs designed specifically for retirees. If mobility is an issue, online groups can be a lifeline. One woman I spoke to joined a virtual cooking club and now shares recipes with friends across the country. The key is to show up, even if you're shy at first. Small steps, like saying hello to a neighbor or commenting on a local event, can open doors to deeper connection. And remember, you're not alone in feeling alone. Most people are just waiting for someone to reach out first. These next two strategies, goal setting and social connection, might seem simple, but together, they create a rhythm that brings structure and warmth back into your life. Margaret now looks forward to her walks and knitting projects, while Henry's weekly chess games remind him that friendship can bloom at any age. So, if you're feeling inspired, why not try one of these today? Set a small goal, like calling a friend or planning a short walk, and see how it feels. And when you come back, we'll explore the final strategies that'll help you complete your journey toward rediscovering purpose. Because the goal isn't just to fill your time, it's to build a life that feels rich, connected, and deeply your own. We'll pick up right here next time. See you soon. Part 3. What if your hobbies could bring you more than just joy? Let's talk about something we often overlook in retirement, creative expression. When we're busy with work and responsibilities, creativity gets pushed aside. But now, it might be the key to unlocking a sense of purpose you didn't know you were missing. Whether it's painting, gardening, writing, or even tinkering with old clocks, creative activities tap into parts of ourselves that feel alive and engaged. And here's the bonus, research shows that seniors who engage in creative hobbies have better mental health, sharper memory, and even stronger immune systems. Take my friend Clara, who turned 70 and decided to pick up painting after decades of focusing on her career. She told me, "I thought I'd be bad at it, but the act of creating something, anything, made me feel like I was contributing to the world again." And that's the magic of creativity. It's not about becoming the next Van Gogh. It's about expressing yourself, exploring, and rediscovering what makes you you. So, how do you start? Think about what you loved as a kid. Did you enjoy writing stories? Try journaling or sharing your life stories with family. Love music? Learn a new instrument or join a local choir. The goal isn't perfection, it's the joy of doing. Now, let's move to our sixth strategy, legacy building. This might sound heavy, but hear me out. Legacy isn't just about money or property. It's about the values, wisdom, and memories you pass on. And the act of creating a legacy can be deeply fulfilling, especially in retirement, when you have the time and perspective to reflect. I once met a man named James who used to be a history teacher. After retiring, he felt like his knowledge was slipping away with no one to share it. So, he started recording short videos about local history and posting them online. Now, hundreds of people watch his stories, and his grandchildren say they feel connected to him in a new way. James told me, "I'm not just preserving history, I'm preserving myself." And that's the power of legacy. Whether it's writing a memoir, recording family recipes, or mentoring younger generations, you're creating something that outlives you. So, how do you start? Think of something you know well, something worth sharing. Maybe it's your favorite family stories, a skill you've mastered, or even a collection of wisdom from your life. Then, find a way to pass it on. Write letters to your grandchildren. Record voice memos. Create a scrapbook. Or simply share your insights with a younger friend or coworker. The key is to leave a piece of yourself behind, not for recognition, but for connection. Now, let's wrap up with our final strategy, mindfulness and gratitude. Yes, these words get tossed around a lot, but here's the truth. How we think about our lives directly shapes how we live them. Retirement can bring up feelings of loss or uncertainty, but mindfulness and gratitude help us focus on what's still good, still meaningful, still within our control. Take my neighbor Margaret, who used to wake up feeling like her days had no direction. Then, she started a simple gratitude practice, writing down 3 things she was thankful for each morning. Some days, it was the smell of coffee. Other days, it was the sound of birds outside her window. After a few weeks, she told me, "I started noticing little joys I used to ignore." And science backs this up. Studies show that regular gratitude journaling boosts mood, improves sleep, and even strengthens relationships. Why? Because when we focus on what's working, we stop fixating on what's missing. So, how do you start? Try this. Every morning, take a minute to name one thing you're grateful for. It could be something small, a warm cup of tea, a kind text from a friend, or even the fact that you made it out of bed. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to notice the good, even on tough days. And if you're feeling stuck, try a walk in nature. Fresh air and sunlight naturally boost serotonin levels, helping you feel calmer and more centered. These final 3 strategies, creative expression, legacy building, and mindfulness, might seem abstract at first, but together, they create a sense of meaning that goes beyond routine or social connection. Clara's paintings, James's videos, and Margaret's gratitude practice didn't just fill their time. They reminded them that they still had something to give, and that their lives mattered. So, if you're feeling inspired, why not try one of these today? Pick up a pen and write a letter. Call a younger friend and share a lesson you've learned. Or simply sit outside and notice the world around you. These tiny steps are the seeds of something bigger. And remember, rediscovering purpose isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about embracing what's still possible. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you that retirement doesn't have to feel empty. It's not about going back to who you were, it's about stepping into who you're becoming. Small actions, done consistently, create big shifts. James didn't start by recording videos, he began by telling stories at family dinners. Clara didn't paint masterpieces overnight, she learned to enjoy the process. You can too. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe to Bold Aging Hub so you never miss a new tip. Turn on those notifications, because there's always something new coming your way. Whether it's more strategies like these, wellness advice, or stories from seniors who've transformed their lives, we're here to support you every step of the way. Here's to living your best life, stronger, steadier, and more confident than ever before. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep moving forward. You've got this.